Hi, I'm Jackie Brown, and I just want to explain to you how I overcame the fear of making feathers. First, what I did is I went to the dollar store and I just bought these spiral notebooks that you buy for your kids when they go to school. And yes, it did have lines in it, and I wasn't worried about the lines. All I wanted to do was learn how to make feathers. So I filled up a sketchbook page after page after page of feathers. Of course, my first feathers, well, not just my first feathers, but quite a few were not so great. But I kept practicing, kept doodling on paper. And I want to give you a little tip about that. When you're doodling on paper, use a pen and don't lift the pen up off the paper because the pen is actually representing your needle. The only way you can lift the needle and stop quilting is by cutting the thread. And you want to try to make your motifs as continuous as possible. So keep that in mind. Once I filled up, I don't know how many of these doodle books, and not just feathers, but other kinds of motifs, just to be able to put on quilts, I went down and I bought a notebook. It's got a zipper in it so I can keep my pens, my pencils. And then I took a ream of paper and I punched holes in the paper. And then I put it in this notebook. So now this has become my doodle book. So when I sit in the evening, just, thinking of a design that I want to create, if it's feathers or whatever it may be, I just get my doodle book out and I start doodling. So doodling is a big part of learning how to quilt different motifs. You have to get the memory on how to make feathers or whatever it is you want to make. I still doodle to this day, even after 17 years of quilting and lots of ribbons for my quilting. I still doodle because I still come up with ideas, and I just want to be able to doodle to see how continuous I can make my motifs. So again, just take maybe, I don't know, set your timer for 15 minutes in the evening and just start doodling. But I gotta tell you, it became pretty addictive for me. So I would start doodling and I would set my timer for 15 minutes, and my 15 minutes went into 30 minutes, an hour, or even up to bedtime. I just had so much fun with it. Well, once you learn how to create the design, then you're going to take the design to your quilt machine and you're going to practice quilting it on a quilt. And it's going to be a lot easier for you because you're actually going to know how to create that motif. So that's just one of my tips for learning how to quilt. I hope you have fun with that.